Well, I think we have more ICT graduates than anywhere else in Australia. Do they get any kind of exposure to the ethics of what they're doing if they're creating this next chip, this next wearable?
Totally. I've made sure of that. It's in the core
Oh,
curriculum,
good. Right,
but the
good.
Australian Computer Association has also done that as well. Very important to note is that we've never lived at a time as such as we are currently, with the excitement and the development that's about to come forth and is coming forth. And Gordon mentioned a few of these projects. We were actually born to create because we were created ourselves. It is a natural human instinct to wish to create new things, to imagine, to dream, to conceptualize and then to model and then to have form of something. It is totally normal. For those of us who are fortunate to be parents, we have created with our spouses, our children. The thing to note, however, is at what point is the creation and the innovation being steered and engineered and pushed for sheer sake of novelty as opposed to need and want. So if we talk about implants of the future, yes, they're going to happen. And guess what? We're going to be sitting here in a debate in 10 years' time saying, now which upgrade do you have? And does yours amplify hearing? No, I couldn't afford it. But the rules in the state I live in actually say that's against the law. I overheard a conversation which I shouldn't have been listening to. You know that second arm that I have now? The one on the left side? I'm getting a cramp on my shoulder. Not only that, we don't know the unintended consequences. They haven't happened yet. We can't even prejudge what they will be. We can speculate, but we don't know. So at what point are we going to stop? So we're going to number everything for the Internet of Things. We're going to introduce a Medtronic implant so it can give us diagnostics on our health and tell us when we're about to collapse and what age we're going to die at and when we should really retire our life because we're obsolete. And then after that, let's try and maybe, we're so bored as scientists, we've gone so far with 3D printing. Let's not only 3D print organs, let's 3D print a person. Yeah. Now let's transplant that person's brain. Yeah. Where are we going to stop?
Don't stop. I wouldn't stop.
Okay.
I honestly wouldn't. I'm going to say it.
So we should be governed by some.
It's evolve or die. Like it's
No, that's the fear of the transhumanists. I think the transhumanist message
I
is.
am one.
Well, I could have assumed. So the transhumanist message is we're all going to die. Well, who's fearing death here? Who fears death? But the transhumanist thing is let's live forever on Earth, even though the Earth is finite. It will extinguish in 5 billion years. You can't live forever, guys. The sun's finite. So if you want to go and say that the transhumanist ideal is to live forever, well, that's a fallacy.
No, I don't think it's about living forever. It's just about evolving so you can have a better life and you can develop products which enhance human experience. And I actually agree with Gordon and a lot of people out there that a lot of products are developed which are unethical and shit products and don't improve people's lives and probably just done for monetary benefit, for a short-term gain. But you can actually develop products that get you back in the real world. And I Kat mentioned in our last panel that if you want to develop better products, get out there. And Wollongong's a great place to do that. You're connected to the environment. You can develop products which improve society, sustainability, health. But too many people develop products sitting in front of a computer or sitting in a lab where they're not actually connected. I mean, how many people go to the third world to work out what the next product is?
It's a very good question. But from my just anecdotal evidence of mothers at swimming lessons, people at work, I ask people, how do you feel? I'm so overwhelmed by all the darn email. I can't handle the next voicemail. I'm running around like a headless chook because I'm overwhelmed. The information is overload. Is it really better, guys? Is it really a better life? Or do all of us who are technologists actually know deep down quantifying everything around you is actually really horrible? There's no time for reflection. I actually agree. In fact, quantifying, I've got to look at a monitor to tell me I'm feeling good, that I've done 9,000 steps and I'm actually a really good human being because I've done my daily step count, and that I've got this reflection of Facebook every 5 seconds, and that's really healthy, guys. That I go to bed and my husband next to me has his laptop open and so do I, and we're doing work and hey, we're even communicating via email while we're in the same bed. That we go to parties and we're drinking and having fun and we look like idiots while we're going... Is that the future you want? And you want to be plugged in 24/7? Yeah, go get the Google Glass. Go stick it in front of your head. Stick it in front of your head and look at the internet all the time. Play video games all the time. Who's going to make the food at home? Oh, we'll defrost some food. Who's going to go to school? Who's going to earn the money at home? Who's going to say you're leading a normal life? And this is the questions, like we're so distracted, we need to do more novelty. For what? Because we're not busy enough. The question is, reflection does not come by quantifying, it comes by qualifying. It doesn't, I'm not going to say I'm worth something because my benchmark on the cloud is better than the next guy who's done 10,000 or 15,000 steps, or because I beat my PB overnight. That's not what qualifying life is. That's not what's making use of the 75 or 80 years, if we're lucky, that we have on earth. That's not a quality life. A quality life is where we reflect and we have some time to breathe, and we go to the beach and we look at the water and go, I'm going to go in the water. I'm not just going to look at it. Or I'm going to play a video game. Okay, you can play it, but I'm not going to learn how to chop a cucumber by playing a video game which is about how fast I can chop a cucumber. Do it in the real life. Do it in the real world. And this thing of having a better life because it's virtual, it's unreal. It's not real, guys. This is real. I'm touching
I totally
my friend.
agree with you,
That's real.
but the technology we develop actually can give you more time and give you better experiences in the real world. I mean, I depend on technology sailing around the world solo. It's like, but I sort of told myself that a boat's not technology and it's getting away from technology, but you're surrounded by, weather stations and, navigation systems and all of this stuff to keep you alive. If technology could reconnect you to the environment and allow you to sense impeding storms, the old sailors used to do instinctively, we don't have the time to learn how to sense an oncoming storm, so wearables may be able to keep me alive with that. There are ways to use technology to get us our lives back. The problem is we're in this weird transitional period where there's a lot of novelty, there's a lot of experiments, and there's a lot of figuring this shit out, and we've only been going through it for the last sort of 5-10 years.